first, he's the flamboyant, dead or alive singer who recently became Razor Ruddock's wife.
It's a tough job, this. It's boring, it's tiring, and it's really lonely. If this is the way things are, and if it's the way 6 or 7 days...
The thing is, it's why it works for us, isn't it?
I just think that she needs more support and more hands-on. She's a kid, she's 25, and it'd drive me absolutely crazy.
You've got a routine, and the routine works. But I think Leah understands that, and, you know, it's not for someone else to come in my house and tell me what not to do.
Well, Pete Burns says his time on Wife Swap was a living nightmare. So did he have an easier ride in his latest project, searching for a personal assistant to get his life in order? Well, let's find out.
Do you know anything about me?
I know about your career. I know that you're from Port Sunlight.
Ooh, wow.
You're about the same age as my mum and dad.
How would you look after me?
If you want a taxi, a cup of tea or anything, and...
You work on the railways at the moment?
Yeah, that's true.
And you're a semi-pro footballer?
Yeah.
What do you do on the railways?
Maintenance, just doing like the track if it's broken and...
So if my choo-choo ever breaks down, you can lend it.
Don't be smutty.
So that's Pete's PA. It starts tonight, 10 o'clock on the Living Channel. And you won't be watching, I understand.
Well, it's not that I won't be watching. I haven't got satellite telly yet. We've just moved into a new home, so it's not installed. I've already seen the first episode. They sent me a DVD of it, and I think it's really, really good.
Can you cope with watching yourself, though? Because it is the most difficult thing in the world.
It's very rare that I do, but lately, due to Michael, because he wants to see the shows, I've had the, I could say displeasure of actually seeing them, and I'm pleasantly surprised by them.
Good. Now, Michael is your new husband. Congratulations.
Well, I haven't got an old husband.
Well, you had
it's
an
my
old
first
wife.
husband, but my old wife's over there as well. You know, become mob-handed.
How clever is that, to have a wife and a husband in a lifetime?
Well, yeah, when you spend that long with somebody in your life, they're not just going to vanish out of your life, are they? We were together nearly 30 years, so she's part of the team that actually helps construct me and get me here 10 minutes late.
Yeah, you did very well, actually.
That was the traffic.
Already, yeah. So, what do you need a PA for?
Oh God, what don't I need a PA for, really? And I think the PA that we've got has probably got a relatively impossible job because I'm unPA-able, because there are certain things that we just do ourselves, and we're very territorial about those things. And the PA that we have is supposed to make sure that I'm everywhere in time and organised, and basically I am, but then it's kind of a harassment that they've got to put in. Like, we were getting phone calls all the way here to say, where are you, but we were stuck in traffic and stuff like that. There's a million things, but there are some things that Michael and myself want to keep hold of, and some things that the mysterious PA, you see, I'm going to be very careful here because I can't say.
Yeah, of course, don't give it away. Don't give it away.
Yes.
Michael does look after you, doesn't he? I mean, it's like a manager, really.
Yeah, he's taken on a managerial role, but I think that the way it was portrayed in Wife Swap was, you know, you have a role that you fit into for TV, and I was mortified that he seemed like the cook and bottle washer, and I seemed to just spend life putting on makeup, because it just isn't like that, but that's just TV for you, you know. I mean, it's not a relationship of master and servant.
I read somewhere that actually you were very happy cleaning, and you were a good cleaner. Is that true?
Well, I saw that piece yesterday, and it also said I was attracted to Michael because of his big bleep, and I never said, well, you know, that interview, I don't even remember doing it, and that's not what I said at all. I hate cleaning. We have a cleaner.
So you're not happy with a bottle of bleach and a...
Only if it's for my hair.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Where is Michael, by the way? There's Michael. Morning, Michael.
Michael.
Morning.
He's managed to put his rubber gloves down and his mop and his stuff like that.
So, what sort of a boss are you?
I think he'd be better qualified to answer that. I don't think I'm a difficult or demanding boss at all. It's an image thing, isn't it? And I'm sure you know, working in TV, or maybe not the areas that I've worked in, that it's new to me. And people kind of create a role, and before you know it, it's all in the edit. I mean, I did not enjoy watching back Wife Swap in the least, because it didn't make any sense. None of the rule changes were there, and ultimately they weren't our rule changes. So it's a bit like doing reality TV, but it's not real.
So you're saying that the In Pete's PA, which is tonight at 8 on Living...
Well, they wanted me to be a crabby old bitch, and I just wasn't like that. I mean, I was getting really upset when I had to actually evict people, because they the TV company chose great people to put in the house, whereas I went along and took the job and I thought, oh, they're going to choose a load of old imbeciles and freaks and it's going to be really easy to get rid of them one by one, but they chose great people, so it was absolutely gut-wrenching to actually evict them, because if I could have done,
Yes.
I'd have had them all.
But then what kind of person wants to be a PA? I mean, it's like being a wife and a mum and everything. And as we saw you in Wife Swap saying, you know, for a mum, the job of a mum is tedious and lonely and exhausting and repetitive. And for a PA, it could be the same.
Well, on some levels it will be, but I think it also has a very interesting, glamorous side to it. You get to meet interesting people, and I think being a PA for somebody is only one rung on the ladder. I think a good PA goes on to do other things, like they become a manager or other things, or a celebrity, that's not a job really, is it? But, you know, they become a celebrity themselves. I think it's just the first rung on the ladder to work around people who are in the kind of job that we are.
You're quite, you have been quite scathing about the sort of reality shows and shows that create stars out of people that
do
necessarily
nothing.
wouldn't have been stars before, saying, you know, that they're chucked into this really very bizarre world with no training whatsoever. And
You don't go to college how to learn, to learn how to cope with all the pressures that come onto you when you're in the public eye. And I think a lot of people can't cope with it. And, we haven't got enough red carpet to fit all the celebrities on these days, because I don't really read the magazines, but lately I've actually started because Michael gets them, and I'm looking at them thinking, who's that, what have they done, who's that, what have they done? I don't really understand it, or
Well,
why
we
people
don't
would
see
want
you
it.
always on red carpets, and you actually must be picking and choosing properly where
I
you
don't really
are.
like to go out very often.
No? What's a
I just
perfect
don't
night
like
for
it.
you?
We like to stay in and watch DVDs. I mean, I'm kind of older now, and I've been in the industry or the filthy quagmire called showbiz for a very long time, and the excitement of all that rubbish has worn off. So we do very, very simple things. We like to go walking everywhere, and we like to, I've really got a bad shopping habit. That's terrible. I haven't been to the gym for a year, but my cardio's shopping. And then we like to walk home, and then we go out to eat, and then we watch DVDs until the early hours of the morning. And sometimes you think, God, this is a really boring life. And then you think, God, compared to what other people have got to do, we're really, really lucky.
Well, we look forward to seeing Pete's PA. It is tonight. I got 8, but I think it might be 10. Is it 10 o'clock?
Well, I wrote down 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
Is it
10 o'clock.
tonight?
10 o'clock on Living
Yes.
it is tonight.
This is the
See,
kind of job we want to go into. So if you two ever want to take a break, call me and Michael up.
Yeah, all right then.
We
fair
can't
enough.
even get the time right. So anyway,
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Lovely
Thank
to
you very
see
much.
Here
Thank
is today's
you.
competition.